Hey guys, so today we are in the sunny northwest in Macclesfield and we are visiting the site of Wez and Brett's most recent project, which is this building that you can see behind me. It's a mixed-use property and we're going to take a look inside and look at what they're doing to transform it. It's very much near the end of the project, but we're going to show you all the insights into how they found the project, how they funded it and what their plans are for it going forwards. So let's go take a look. So we're here right in the middle of the town, and as you can see, access is from the street to the ground floor and also the upper floors. So to my right, there is a nail bar that's already existing, and we are now going to go and take a look here to the upper floors at what's happening upstairs. So let's take a look at the first apartment, which is located at the top of the first floor landing, and we access it here. So we're now above the retail unit downstairs in the first of the one-bed apartments. There are two one-bed apartments in total, one on each floor, and they're laid out very similarly. We're stood here in the kitchen diner, and as you follow me through here, you'll see that there's a bathroom on the left-hand side and also a double bedroom at the back, plenty of space and plenty of room for activities.
Look at all this floor space. So much aerobics in here. So many activities.
So this is a great example of a one-bed apartment to meet the minimum national space standards. As you can see, it's a really well thought out design, but one of the things that you have to factor in whenever you're looking at an apartment scheme or mixed-use development like this is where is your heating system going to go, where's the pipework and the cylinders going to go for that, and as you can see here, there's been a cupboard dedicated to that, and it actually takes up quite a bit of space, so it's something that you need to factor in if you're going to be looking to design something very similar to this. So that covers the first apartment. Let's go take a look upstairs at the second apartment. So here we are at the top of the building in the second one-bed apartment. This is a great way to maximise the potential of a property by putting another flat right at the top of the building. So let's take a look now at the layout and how the different rooms are configured. So once again, there is an open plan kitchen living space at the front of the building, which means more privacy at the back for the bedroom and the bathroom. So let's take a look now. As we walk through the hallway, on the left-hand side, we've got the bathroom, and then finally, we've got a double bedroom at the back of the property. One thing that you will notice is that you don't actually need windows in your bathroom. So when you're thinking about laying out a property like this, always think that your livable spaces, your habitable rooms, like your bedrooms and your kitchen living space, need to have windows. So prioritize those, and you can always have a bathroom without windows like they've got here.
I'm here with Wez, who's the building owner. Hi, Wez.
Hi, Fiora, Charlie.
Yep, thanks for coming along today and for showing us around the property. Just to kick things off then, do you want to just tell us a little bit about how you found this project?
Yeah, so this one came from one of our direct-to-vendor campaigns. It actually came through a Facebook ad that we placed in a local community page. We offered a referral fee of £1,000 if we went on to complete it on any project, and yeah, a lovely lady from Macclesfield passed us the details of the owner.
Brilliant. So like very much a direct-to-vendor lead that you then followed up on.
Yeah, she put us in contact with the owner, who then went and spoke to an agent. We sort of like agreed on a price, then worked with the agent going forward.
Brilliant. So removes a lot of the competition. You were direct to that person. You could negotiate really largely on your terms, but something that also worked for them as well.
Yeah, definitely, no competition.
So from the point of you sending that letter out, how long was it from that point, starting those conversations, to actually buying it and completing on the purchase?
So the first initial message went out late January last year. It was about a week or so later that we got a reply off the lady, and probably a couple of weeks after that we were first in contact with the vendor.
And so what was the building like? When you found it, was it just an empty, vacant commercial property? Was it already a performing asset? What did it look like?
So yeah, it was a performing asset. So downstairs there's Viva Nails, who's been there for about 3 or 4 years.
Have you had your nails done?
Not just yet, no. And then the upper floors, there was an hairdresser's on the first floor that's been empty for about 15 years, and the top floor's been derelict for about 50 years.
Great. And so coming into a building like this, obviously probably quite overwhelming if you've never done a project like that before. Did you know straight away that you wanted to put flats in it? Did you already have a preconceived idea, or was it a process?
So it was a bit of a process, really. We knew the building fitted the criteria of the type of building we were looking for, and we liked the idea of having a performing asset downstairs. It covered some costs whilst we did the work upstairs. Initially, we was going to go for a 4-bed HMO. We didn't think we could quite work it to 2 apartments, but after getting the architect in, he confirmed that we could.
Yeah. And so to most people watching this today, they might think that you've had to go through a really lengthy planning process and battle the local councillors to get what you want. Was that the case? Did you have to go through planning for this property?
So if we went down the HMO route, we would have had to go through planning, and local planning is anywhere between sort of like 6 and 8 months at the moment. So
8 years.
Yeah, definitely. So after chatting to the architect, when we realised we could get the 2 one-bedroom apartments in here, that was through prior approval, which is a lot speedier process, so 56 days.
Okay, so for people watching who maybe aren't familiar with that, what is prior approval, or in some cases permitted development? Like, can you just explain a little bit about what that is for idiots like me who might not have understood that in the beginning?
Yeah, definitely. So it's basically like automatic planning. So as long as your building fits the criteria of what prior approval is, you're going to get planning. So yeah, quite a simple process.
That's great. So that's really useful in the current market as well.
100%, yeah.
A lot of competition and a lot of speed is necessary, isn't it, when you're doing these kind of developments? So I think that's a great way that you've got this building to work for you at a time frame that works as well. So that's brilliant. So you found the building, you negotiated it. How did you actually raise the funds to go about financing the purchase?
So we've worked with private investors previously, but not on a scale where everybody's funded the full project. But for this one, we managed to bring in 2 private investors who went 50-50 and funded the full purchase and the refurb.
Brilliant. So you've got none of your own money in this deal?
None of our own money at the moment, no.
Yeah, brilliant. And so in terms of the process now, you've got a great contractor on site, haven't you?
Yeah.
How long has it taken from starting the refurb to your projected end date?
So we completed at the end of September, started ripping out in October. The rip out took a little bit longer than we thought, full back to brick. The building was filled with all sorts of rubbish. And then we really cracked on with the work in early November, and we're expected to finish in the next couple of weeks.
Brilliant. So that's a really good time.
Yeah.
About 6 months?
Yeah, definitely, start to finish.
Great. And from that point, are you going to sell these apartments? Are you going to refinance out? What's the plan?
At the beginning, we were quite open to doing either. We do like to retain a lot of our properties. So with this one, we're going to retain it. Lease, obviously the shop's leased, get really good rent on the flats upstairs and put them on one product.
Fantastic, brilliant. Yeah, so great project, loads of uses as well. You could split it, couldn't you?
Yeah.
You could sell off part of it, you could retain part of it. So that's brilliant. So, as an investor and a developer, I'm sure it hasn't been plain sailing the whole way through. What would you say has sort of been one of the biggest learnings that you found on this project in particular?
So for this one, like going forward, we've created like a bit of a checklist for commercial conversion. So we want to make sure that we're ticking all our boxes right at the beginning. There's a couple of things that have been missed on this project. So for instance, bringing the electrical feed into the building, that's a £3,000 price. Cost that we've not, that wasn't factored in at the beginning.
And something you can't even see.
You can't even see it. We've got electricity already and it's not been done yet. So what they're bringing in, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, but it always seems to be £3,000.
Yeah.
I find in this industry it's either
everything
for a consultant or £3,000 for something else. So, okay, so that's good. So, look, everybody loves to hear about the numbers. It's always important, isn't it, to make an investment decision as well. So
yeah.
Could you just give us a quick overview of those numbers? So what was the purchase price of the building?
The purchase price was 115,000.
115. And then in terms of the development costs to actually transform it, what's that been?
105,000.
105. So you're all in for about 220.
About 220, yeah.
225 if you had a little bit extra on. And then what do you project to be the end value once complete?
Fingers crossed, 320,000.
320.
Yeah.
Really good uplift. You've driven that capital appreciation up, haven't you?
Yeah.
And at the end, what do you think the rent's going to be on?
So the shop downstairs is 700 a month. That's just on a rolling, that's on a 5-year lease. That'll continue. When we actually did the numbers for the apartments, we were working at about 550 to 600 a month, but in the current market, we're looking at 650 for the first floor, 675 for this top floor one.
Amazing. So
Really good.
like £2,000.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah, over £2,000. Yeah.
Amazing. Great. Well, great project. Can't wait to see it when it's finished. In terms of, you know, anybody looking at this as a case study who might want to scale up and get into mixed-use property, what tips would you give to somebody who's wanting to maybe dip their toe in the water and look at a project like this?
So for us, start small. This has been a great first project for us. You know, 1 shop, 2 flats, lots of learnings along the way, and everything that we've taken from this one now we feel puts us on a good step forward for the next one, so we can go into 2, 4, 6, 8, you know, apartments at a time.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice. That's something I often speak to clients about. I say, look, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to miss things, and you're better missing it on a smaller refurb because it only gets amplified on a much bigger one. And you know, you want to make sure that you can take those learnings forward onto that next project. So that's really good advice. All right, so great, fantastic project. What's next for Vero? What's next for you guys? Are you going to do something similar to this? Are you wanting to scale up? Do you want to scale back? What's the plan?
Pretty much more the same thing. We plan to do similar projects to this, maybe a little bit bigger, 4, 6, 8 units. And we're also trying to find larger HMOs, but close to home, South Manchester, Cheshire, that sort of thing.
Good stuff. Well, thanks for coming, mate.
No worries. Thanks. Really enjoyed it.
Today, we'll make sure to tag you on the video so people can follow you on social media. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the content, and thanks again.
Cheers. Thanks a lot. Thanks.